Hello and welcome back. In this lesson, we're going to see how you can make styling changes that just affect the local file. And also we're going to look at the Chrome developer tools for debugging styles. So to start with, I'm actually going to add another block. And then I'm going to style them both by adding a style block into the head, like this. Just add style. And then I can say I want all P tags to have a color of, say, red. And if I now refresh this in Chrome, we can see here's our two paragraphs and they're both red. And having set a general style for all paragraphs, I can override individual paragraphs. So here I can say style equals, and then in quotes, color, blue. And then if I refresh again, we can see that this individual paragraph is being colored blue. So let's just go and have a look inside Chrome in a bit more detail. As I mentioned a moment ago, Chrome has got what's called the developer tools, which we can use to inspect individual elements. So let me just show you. You can right click here and select inspect, or alternatively in the menu up here you can go to view developer tools, or alternatively you can hit F12, which is what I tend to do. So I'll just press my F12 key and you can see we jump straight into the developer tools. Now I'm going to need a bit more screen space to show you all of this. Let me just reorganize the screen a little. I'd like you to be able to see the original and this together. Here we go. So what I wanted to show you is that the developer tools are showing on the right, whilst the web page, the ordinary web page, is on the left. And if I expand each of these elements over here, you can see that this is a reflection of everything that's in the document on the left. So we've got a doc type, then an HTML tag, and then a head with meta title style, meta title style. The body's got an H1, an H2, and a couple of paragraphs in it. So all the elements are shown in this Elements tab. So with that, let me just make Chrome full size. I don't really like this layout, and there are alternatives. So if you click these three dots here, you have the option to display the developer tools at the bottom, which is what I tend to do, like this. And now we can see everything a bit more clearly. I just close everything down once more. There is the ability to jump straight to a particular element using this button here. If I hover over it, it says select an element in the page to inspect it. So for instance, I'll click on this and then select the blue paragraph. And when I click on it, immediately this blue bar appears here, and it's sort of expanded everything sufficiently to jump straight to this element. And the reverse is also true, where I can move the mouse over elements in the developer tools, and you can see that they're being highlighted above. And I can also select individual elements down below, and then this panel over here will display what I'm selecting. So for instance, if I select this paragraph, it's showing its color is red, and if I select this paragraph, it's showing its color is blue. And notice that in this paragraph it's showing the default settings for all paragraphs, and then it's showing the style that I override. You see over here index.html:8, that was our style block within the head. It's saying that overrode the color to red, but it struck this out and replaced it above with an individual color of blue. So this is essentially a stack where styles can be overridden and each override is shown above the next. And we can switch them on and off. So for instance, I can click on this here and switch it off, in which case this is struck out and we revert to red, which you can see is actually being displayed above. And I can also make changes. So I can say, I want this to be yellow, like that. And as you can see, it's responded to that. If I want to refresh, the easiest way is just to hit this refresh button up here, and it'll get rid of all my overrides. I can also add my own changes in. So by clicking just next to this bracket, it inserts a new line, and I can say background is yellow. And again, I can get rid of this by just pressing this button up here. So there is another trick, which is this button here, which allows you to view the page as if it was on a mobile phone or some sort of other device. So let me just click on here. And I'm now in this alternative mode where I can control the dimensions. So you can see here it's saying responsive, and I can change the dimensions here. It may be easier actually in this particular case if I go back to displaying this on the side temporarily. So now I can change the dimensions of the device, both the height and width, and see how the page would be displayed. Alternatively, it's got some presets built in. So if I want to look at an iPhone 12 or a Surface Pro 7, for instance, it'll show you how it'll look on those devices. And it also has this ability to rotate. So for instance, if I go on an iPhone and I rotate it, it'll show me what it looks like the other way around. Let me just go back to the way I prefer. Incidentally, if you make lots of changes to the way you've sort of set this up and you just want to go back to the original, this cog here is the settings, and if you scroll right down to the bottom, if you say restore defaults and reload, it'll put it back to its sort of default settings. So if you get yourself into a bit of a pickle, you can always just reset that way. So I think that covers the very basics of the Chrome developer tools. In this lesson, we've just focused on how to change the style within one particular document, which is fine if that's all you want to do, but more often than not, you want to make style choices which apply to all of your web pages together. And for that, we use external CSS pages. So we'll have a separate file over here called index.css, and we'll apply styles there globally. So that'll be the subject of the next lesson, and I'll see you there.